everyone, my name is Nikita and I'm from the Bodhi Academy. Today we are going to continue with the chapter from 9th Standard Science textbook, that is chapter number 3, Atoms and Molecules. We have already seen some concepts about an atom, like what definition of atom. Today we are going to study more concepts about the atom, and the first concept which we are going to study is the atomic mass. Okay, now what is the meaning of this word mass? Mass means something which will consider the constituents of the substance, okay, the weight of the substance. It will be in grams or in units, so that is the meaning of mass. Now when we talk about atomic mass, how much weight or what constituents does an atom carry, that will be the atomic mass. Okay, so to study the atomic mass, first we need to take example of a compound carbon monoxide. It is formed by carbon and oxygen. It was experimentally observed that 3 grams of oxygen, okay, 3 grams of oxygen combined with 4 grams of 3 grams of carbon combines with 4 grams of oxygen to form carbon monoxide. In other words, you can say that carbon combines 4/3 times its mass of oxygen. Suppose we define the atomic mass unit, okay, atomic mass unit as equal to the mass of one carbon atom, then we would assign the carbon an atomic mass of 1 unit. Okay, so if we consider the mass of one carbon atom, okay, as one atomic mass unit, then we would take carbon as an atomic mass of 1 unit. So atomic mass is given as atomic mass unit. Okay, so over here, okay, so while searching for various atomic mass units, scientists initially took 1/16 mass of an atom of naturally occurring oxygen. So they wanted a standard which to compare with the atomic mass units of different atoms. For that, first they chose oxygen. The atomic mass unit of oxygen is 16. Okay, so it was scientists initially took 1/16 the mass of an atom of oxygen as the unit. Now why only oxygen? Oxygen because oxygen is a very reactive element. It reacts with a large number of elements and it forms compounds. And secondly, this atomic mass unit gave masses of most of the elements as whole numbers, which was easier. Okay, so that is the reason first oxygen was considered as the standard. Okay, later in 1961, for a universally accepted atomic mass unit, universally accepted means everyone accepted the atomic mass unit as the carbon 12 isotope as the standard. Okay, C12 isotope was considered as the standard after oxygen. Okay, so from that we come to the definition of atomic mass unit. One atomic mass unit is equal to exactly 1/12 the mass of an atom of carbon 12. Okay, so 1/12 the mass of carbon 12. Okay, this is taken as the standard. So the definition of one atomic mass unit is equal to exactly 1/12 the mass of an atom of carbon 12. Now to understand this, how is this taken as a standard, we will take an example over here. Okay, imagine a fruit seller selling fruits without any standard weight. We know that whenever we go to a fruit shop or a vegetable shop, there is always a standard weight to measure, okay, to measure the contents. So this fruit seller doesn't have a standard weight. He takes watermelon and says that this has a mass of 12 units. So considers the watermelon to be having mass of 12 units. So 12 watermelon units or 12 fruit mass units. He makes 12 equal pieces of the watermelon and finds the mass of each fruit he is selling. So this watermelon has a mass of 12 units. okay, has a mass of 12 units. Then he makes 12 equal pieces, so each one will have 1 unit. So every time whenever a fruit has to be weighed, he weighs the fruits with reference to that standard unit. Similarly, the relative atomic mass of the atom of an element is defined as the average mass of the atom as compared to 1/12 the mass of one carbon 12 atom. So we have two definitions over here. One is the atomic mass unit, which is equal to the exactly 1/12 the mass of an carbon 12 atom, okay, and relative atomic mass unit, okay, relative atomic mass unit is the average, okay, it is the average mass of the atom as compared to 1/12 the mass of one carbon 12 atom, okay. It is the average mass of the atom, like we will consider average mass of the atom as compared to 1/12 the mass of carbon 12, okay. So over here we can see the atomic masses of some of the elements are given. Hydrogen, it is 1, carbon 12, nitrogen 14, oxygen 16, sodium 23, okay. We have to remember this table, okay. We need not remember all the elements, all the elements atomic masses, but at least from this table we can remember, okay. So this is the concept about atomic masses. Now the next concept is, how does an atom exist? Okay, how can an atom exist? Does atom exist alone, or atoms have to exist with other atoms? Okay, atoms of most elements are not able to exist alone or independently. Atoms, to exist together, they have to form molecules or ions, okay. These molecules and ions aggregate in large numbers to form the matter that we can feel, see or touch, okay. So first of all, atoms have to combine together to form the molecule, which combines further to form the matter, okay. So let's see what is this molecule. A molecule is in general a group of two or more atoms that are chemically bonded and are held by attractive forces, okay. So when 2 to 3 atoms come together, okay, this is one atom, if they come together, okay, if they come together, it will form a molecule, and they are bound by chemical bonds, okay, and attractive forces. There are forces of attraction between them which keeps them together, okay, attractive forces. So a molecule can be defined as the smallest particle of an element or a compound that is capable of independent existence and shows all the properties of that substance, okay. So it is the smallest particle of an element or a compound that is capable of independent existence. So when it is present as a molecule, it is capable of independent existence, but atoms cannot exist alone. In the molecule is able to exist independently, okay. Now depending upon what kind of atoms there are, we have the molecules, or two types of molecules, okay. We have two types of molecules, that is molecules of elements and molecules of compounds, okay. Molecules of elements. Now molecules of elements means that it will be same kinds of atoms, combined together to form an element, okay. The molecules of an element are constituted by same types of atoms. Molecules of many elements such as argon, helium are made up of only one atom of that element. Okay, so argon and helium, they are made up of only one atom. But this is not the case with most of the non-metals. For example, a molecule of oxygen consists of two atoms of oxygen. Hence, it is called as diatomic molecule. If three atoms of oxygen, we get ozone. Okay, the number of atoms constituting a molecule is called as the, okay, it is called as the atomicity. So first of all, if there are two atoms, it is called as diatomic. For example, oxygen. Okay, and if there are more than two, it is polyatomic. Now what is atomicity? The number of atoms, okay, the number of atoms and a molecule has is called as atomicity in a molecule. Okay, now molecules of compounds. Next we go to molecules of compounds. Atoms of different elements when joined in definite proportions to form molecules. So over here there are atoms of different elements, atoms of different elements. So elements joined together to form compounds. So atoms of two different elements will come together to form the compounds, and such these are the molecules of the compounds. Okay, so here there are atoms of different elements combined to form the compounds. So elements combine to form the compounds. Okay, so this is the difference between the molecules of elements and molecules of compounds. Okay, so here we can see in this table the water compound is water. Combining elements are hydrogen and oxygen by ratio 1:8. Ammonia, nitrogen, hydrogen, they combine by 14:3. Okay, so that way. Next we go to the next concept, that is ion. Okay, ion are the compounds composed of metals and non-metals, contain charged species. Okay, they contain charged species. Charges can be of two types. It can be either positive or it can be negative. Okay, the charged species are called as ions. An ion is a charged particle and it can be negatively or positively charged. Okay, a negatively charged ion is called as an anion and a positively charged ion is called as a cation. Okay, for example, sodium chloride. We know that sodium chloride is NaCl. Okay, and it has Na plus and Cl minus. In this, Na plus is the cation and Cl minus is the anion. Okay, ions may constitute of a single charge or a group of atoms. Okay, so a group of atoms carrying a charge is known as polyatomic ions. Okay, see, calcium oxide contains calcium and oxygen. Magnesium sulfide contains magnesium and sulfur, and sodium chloride contains sodium and chlorine. So a charged species is called as an ion. Positively charged species are called as cation and negatively charged species are called as anion. Okay. Okay, so today in this video we saw what is atomic mass, what are atoms, molecules, and how it forms the molecules, what are the molecules of elements, what are molecules of compound, and finally we saw what are ions. Ions are charged species. In the next video we will be learning how to write a formula. Okay, how to write a formula, and we will be learning further concepts about this chapter. So yes, thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel.